Welcome to another exciting episode of the Fruitless Patreon, the laziest Patreon podcast in the world, where I just seem to just drag my friends on and talk for an hour and a half. That's been the game plan lately. And so today we are joined by my college roommate, Evan Sand.
Hello.
Yeah. Also, the boyfriend of Amelia Schaefer, our last main feed guest. So there you go.
Way cooler than
connections. Yeah.
Way cooler things.
Way cooler things.
Way cooler things.
I don't know. I mean, yes. I mean, she's doing some cool shit. However, you have done like some cool shit with like your educational kind of stuff after college. I don't know. Yeah, you've had some crazy jobs at the very least that sound pretty wild.
Yeah, try not to get shanked.
Yeah. Yeah, because so you ended up being a teacher at a prison briefly.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I only got assaulted 3 times. Okay. Once was on my birthday, so that was.
It was your present.
It was my present. None of my coworkers said happy birthday that day. I went to turn in the report sheet that they have to mandatory give to the police. It was date of birth May 18th, 1997. Date of assault May 18th, 2021. They still didn't say happy birthday.
They did say they had those pieces of shit. That's the least they could have done.
I was come on.
Come on. I guess why don't you though? I didn't ask you to formally introduce yourself because this is the more casual podcast. But maybe if you're pitching yourself to somebody, who are you?
I'm a father.
We're starting off with lies. Okay, all right, 2 lies.
I've been teaching for 3 years. I've taught in various different places, various different student populations. I am a father to a cat. I love the cat like a kid. But yeah, I mean, I just am a follower of critical pedagogy. I love helping kids break the system
as best you can within the confines. Yeah. Yeah, and both products of we're both products of a private liberal arts school. That was a weird time, I would say.
I would agree. It was an incredibly weird time. Looking back on it, I'm like, wow, we really got a very different educational experience than a lot of my friends who went to state schools.
Yeah, we both graduated in May of 21, so it's 2 years out now from college. What how you feeling about college now with that 2 years of hindsight?
Oh gosh. I mean, obviously, looking back on anything, it's some things are obviously going to be cringe and embarrassing. But it really does feel like a fever dream, and I don't know if that's because of the last 2 years were COVID years, and it was all very just strange and not college at all from the previous experience. But it doesn't feel it feels like it was a snap of the finger and it was gone.
Yeah, it was it's weird because it was a really influential point in my life now, obviously. I mean, we'll see how influential in the long run it is, but shaping who we are. But also every time I look back on it, it's man, that was only a few years. It's crazy how much that it feels longer, and and then it's just kind of done.
Not gonna lie, and it's not because we're on your podcast, but I do miss falling asleep to Futurama and Sunflower Seed eaten.
That's okay. Yeah, that was a thing. I would have a tendency to get high and watch Futurama and loudly apparently eat sunflower seeds. So
No, it wasn't very loud, but like,
it's just like a soft.
but yeah, it was like ASMR to me. Like I'm being genuine when I say I miss it.
It's like a noise machine or something. You'll have to.
No, I mean, if we could get a YouTube recording, like, and like post it, so then it's like a constant like loop, like Josiah cool sunflower seeds and Futurama to study to.
Yeah, I'll get out one of like my like one of my mics. I do the whole thing where you like turn the gain up really high and then just like softly eat sunflower seeds into it. And like also have the TV playing Futurama in the background, and that should capture the experience.
Yeah.
I will say I don't love adulthood.
Yeah, no, this shit sucks.
Yeah, this shit sucks. It's expensive. I don't know. And I don't think we're even far enough into the experience of it yet to have anything super insightful to say, but like you and I both got this experience of being like college graduates into like the COVID situation, like, I mean, yeah, it was like kind of dying down by the time, mid 2021. It wasn't, the vaccine was around. And so it was on its way out, but like, things sucked. Things were like pretty rough. The job market was not great. Stuff like that. I don't know. It's a weird experience. I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I don't know if we're like far enough out from it to have any insight about this era yet, but it's a really weird era we're living in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean, job market for who? Because teachers.
Oh, is it good?
They'll hire anyone. Like, I
guess that's a good point.
Anyone.
I guess I haven't thought much about like how COVID impacted the teaching world, and I'm sure it's probably kind of like doctors and stuff like that too now, where it's just like it sucked so bad to be those professions during COVID that now nobody wants to do them.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
All right. Sit on your computer and yeah, there's like 3 kids that are probably going to Zoom from their parents' truck because they don't have a home. But yeah, they still need to do the work. Okay.
Yeah, this is a great Man, that's bummer. I hadn't even thought about that. It's like, oh man, like a kid in a precarious situation like that having to fucking Zoom on top of that. Like, how does that work?
Yeah, no, and I mean, I think that a lot of teachers got like insights into their students' life like firsthand.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could look up all these compilations of like teachers teaching during COVID on Zoom, and there's like times where like there's parents like literally like in a towel and like walking around like
Jesus.
Like it's just like that's not something like everyone needs to see. Like that's not what like 7 or 8 fifth graders that are probably paying attention need to like witness is like a grown adult that is half naked.
Yeah, that's kind of an interesting impact to COVID though. On the flip side, as you're thinking about like, well, yeah, they probably shouldn't be doing that even in front of their kid, but like, a switch that came with COVID was both, getting like locked in your home more and just being more of a homebody, but also with the assumption that at least if you have enough people in your household, like you could be on camera at any second. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's kind of weird. It's like both that you're stuck isolated from people and are also kind of exposed at any moment. Be aware that somebody's on a Zoom call or something like that,
Oh yeah. Luckily, I never had to teach. Like I never had to teach remotely. I mean, during student teaching, there were like kids that would do remote learning, but they wouldn't really do it.
Mm-hmm. Right, that makes sense. I don't know. How has the post Zoom kind of shift gone? Because that's what you've been teaching in mostly. Like, are people really thrown off right now, or have people kind of gone back to the norm?
Yeah, I know. I think that so I don't think the teacher exodus, like we'll call it, right? Like all these teachers, especially like very experienced teachers leaving the profession due to like COVID and like post-COVID stuff. Like, I mean, almost everywhere there has been like an uptick in behaviors among students. So like students are just harder to manage in a classroom nowadays. And I don't know if that's like the loss of like social emotional learning during COVID. I don't know if it's because a lot of them are like new teachers now, and like one of the hardest things as a teacher is classroom management. Like I like where I'm teaching now, I think that I'm like a pro at it. Like, but I don't think that I would have been a pro at it if I didn't teach at a prison and the west side of Chicago.
Yeah.
like that, like I think set me up for like success in how having to deal with students with a lot of behaviors, and then like teaching at a charter school on the north central side of Chicago. They went like all in. They're like, all right, we're gonna like help you even though you're like temporary, like 3 months. They still walked me through like all these different strategies to use, which was like the most professional development and like actual experience I got to take away from a job. And that, I think that set me up a lot. But I think that a huge thing is like, I don't think teachers know how to manage a classroom. I think that, and like, I don't think that it's all on the teachers. I think that students have increased behaviors as well. But I think those two combined is a recipe for like very, very low retention rates.
Well, you know, and an aspect of that just stuck out to me too is that like the one time you had like, you know, one of those jobs really walk you through like how classroom management would work happened to be at charter school. And that's a bummer. Like, you know, that it's like, not that, you know, it's fine to like, not that it, you know, that was a bad thing for them to teach you, but that like that you didn't get that in public institutions also. Like they didn't do that. And probably that's like a lack of like funding or time or care or something. I don't know. But like, yeah, I think, I don't know. The charter schools just had more of the resources, you know, because we don't fund our education at all. This was a preview for a Patreon only episode. So check out the show notes if you want to hear more.